Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Let me make sure my speaker's up because I want you to be able to hear me good, loud and clear. Loud and clear. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to take off my glasses so I can really see here. Again, welcome. Going to go ahead on and start on to the next screen. Technology, technology.
Gotta love
You gotta love it. All right, cultivating the will to lead. And how the topic for today, how unaccountability leaders, how uncountable leaders engineer their own downfall. Oh, wow, that is awesome. All right, let's head over here to this next screen. Then I got on here to look, if you can see it, it says silence is the first sign of a leader's downfall. I want to say that again. Silence is the first sign of a leader's downfall.
Can
Oh,
you elaborate on what you mean by that? And or if you're going to be talking about it in talking about
yes.
it a little later, then okay.
Yes, I
Okay.
am. I am. All right. So now we're on the testimonial screen. I want to share these two powerful testimonials, and I hope everyone can hear and able to see the video. So we're going to start that now. Just a little couple of seconds, some of a second, less than 3 minutes. I'll say that. Let's see here. This lady here, TL, you might know her.
Well, hello there. My name is
Maybe.
T.L. Lee, and I stopped by to share a tidbit about the leader of Wisdom Leadership Global Academy. I've known Dr. Lee all my life, but I've had the privilege of serving under her leadership for many years. And one thing I could say is that Dr. Lee is truly an exceptional leader. She leads from a place of love. She has a passion for effective leadership, a passion for making a positive, lasting impact wherever her feet lands her. Dr. Lee is a woman of great wisdom, a woman of exceptional character, a woman of integrity who believes that an effective leader leaves a footprint for others to follow. So, congratulations, Wisdom Leadership Global Academy. I cannot wait to see the amazing impact you and the upcoming emerging leaders make in the world around us. God bless.
All right, that was powerful. She did not
Yes,
get
it
paid,
was.
you all. All right,
Not
let's look
one
at the
down.
next. Let's look at the next one. Let's see here.
Hello, my name is Alicia Payne. I am an assistant counsel with the National Treasury Employees Union. I have known Dr. Carolyn Lee for the past 8 years and have had many opportunities to observe her in a leadership capacity. I would describe Dr. Lee as being a bold and decisive decision maker. However, she uses a thoughtful and deliberative process before making a final decision on anything. And it's good for people to be able to do that and not just jump at the first answer that is received or first answer thought of. You want someone who has the ability to think, to filter through several options before determining the best course of action to take. I will also say that Dr. Lee, while being a decisive and bold person, she also has the capability of knowing how to work with others and successfully working with others. Leadership requires the ability to work with others because it's the rare leader that works independently all the time. Being able to be cooperative and also getting results in that manner is really how the world operates. And Dr. Lee has those capabilities um, in a great number. Dr. Lee is very organized. She's very um, Dr. Lee is very organized, detail oriented, never forgets a person's name. And that is a knack, a special knack that Dr. Lee also has. She has the unique capability of being able to inspire others to become their best selves. That is so important to an organization because you want people who can inspire others to do their best, to be their best, and to work with the leadership in order to achieve that goal. A leadership, some people have it, some people don't. When it comes to the ability to inspire others, it is a definite skill set that is very useful, and very much needed in most organizations. And Dr. Lee, again, has that very unique capability of being able to inspire others. So thank you for listening, and thank you.
All right. And again, Miss I call her Attorney Leisha Payne. That she was not paid, though these testimonies are definitely unpaid, and I think I appreciate them for sharing that about my leadership. I want to read a key leadership nugget, wisdom nugget that the late Dr. Miles Monroe stated. Our assignment determines our era of leadership. Deep inside each of us is a big dream struggling to free itself from the limitations of our past experiences, present circumstances, and self imposed doubt. And that is so true. All right. Going over to the next screen.
Hello,
Okay.
my name is Alicia Payne.
Nope, that ain't the one I want. Let's try the button here.
Mhm.
There we go. All right. Technology, you all. Technology. All right, just a brief snippet about myself and Wisdom Leadership Academy. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You feel free to take a screenshot, but hey, for those that are going to come back and listen to the replay, I'm Dr. CJ Lee, CEO and founder of Wisdom Leadership Global Academy Corp. I am also thrilled about sharing my passion about leadership. I'm also a published author. Book title, How to Be an Effective Teacher in the Public School System. I also put the link in case you want to buy the book for yourself. I was told that it's not just only for teachers, it's for anybody that's seeking about leadership. Just really want to be encouraged. And it's a book of inspiration, encouragement. So I did put the link on there if you're interested in going to Amazon, Barnes and Noble, wherever they sell books at, you can purchase that book. I hold a doctor's degree in educational leadership professional practice from Trevecca Nazarene University right here in Nashville, Tennessee. And if I made this, I gave you a little snippet about Wisdom Leadership Global Academy Corps, but I'd like to jump down to that last sentence. Equipping and empowering the next generation of emerging leaders for the marketplace is our assignment. That's my passion, equipping and empowering the next generation of emerging leaders. All right. And I also included our website. Feel free to go on the website. You see the classes that we're hoping by fall of 2026 that we'll be able to start off and people can actually register. The tuition is going to be at a reasonable amount. You hear that a lot of times people say, well, they say reasonable. No, tuition is going to be at a reasonable, and you're going to get some thought-provoking, life-changing classes and teaching. And I also put our email address there. We try our best to respond within 24 to 48 hours. All right, let's head to the next screen. Again, our topic for today, how unaccountable leaders engineer their own downfall. And TL, this is my little we was talking about silence is the first sign of a leader's downfall. When a leader becomes too powerful to be questioned, they don't just stop hearing the truth. That's when that silence, right? They don't just stop hearing the truth. They lose I get slow down. I get excited, you all. They lose the ability to recognize it. In the vacuum of accountability, brilliance doesn't just dim. It is curdles into a self-destruction destructive delusion. Let me read that again. In a vacuum of accountability, brilliance doesn't just dim, it curdles into a self-destructive delusion. And many people don't know. A lot of leaders get silence. And we have to pay attention even to ourselves, what's going on. And I want to say this here. Let's just flip the script on accountability. Instead of us viewing it as merely a duty, let's see it as a crucial survival mechanism. When we as leaders shy away from responsibility, we aren't just being mean or difficult. We're not everybody. Okay, let me say it like that. I'm not being mean or difficult. We are actually sabotaging our own success. People don't realize that. If we don't be careful, we can sabotage our own success, like cutting the brake line of a speeding car. We have to be careful, and we have to be accountable. We have to hold ourselves accountable. Core pillars of the discussion today to truly spark integrity and to intrigue, and let's dive into these discussions. We talk about the knowledge reinforcement trap. Listen to this. When leaders dodge accountability, they foster an environment where honesty isn't just discouraged, it's punished. And you hear that, just listen to the news. And I'm not so much as listen to the social media, but just listen to your employee. Just listen to what's going on in the workplace. Listen. Over time, team members become weary and stop offering true feedback to shield themselves. That's the reason employees don't even like taking surveys. Because when you ask the employees, what you think, how you think the work environment is, how you think the culture is, and when I give you my honest truth and you come back and retaliate, that shut people down. And we're supposed to be listening, and we want honest feedback to know what we're doing. But a lot of leaders don't want the feedback. They don't want you to be honest. They want you to tell them, oh, yeah, you're the best leader. No, I'm not going to lie. And I don't want anybody under my tutelage to sugarcoat me. Just tell me the truth. Whether hey, I'm doing this. Hey, you show us value. Well, Dr. Lee, you don't even speak. You don't even take time to listen. I need to know what's going on, so I can correct myself, so I can hold myself accountable. Consequently, did you say something, Lee?
I was just thinking, I don't mean to cut you off, but a lot of people, they don't want anyone to be transparent and honest because they already know the truth.
True.
So you know what I'm saying? You're not really revealing anything that they don't already know. They're just choosing to ignore it and don't even realize they're fostering their own demise.
That's true. That is so true.
They don't, that's a scary, scary state to be in. Like your statement says, when leaders become too powerful to be questioned. And it's something, this word vacuum, I'm starting to hear this so much. I've heard it in business. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't make a mistake and hit my side button and it knocked me out. I'm trying to get back in here. Okay, yeah. And so I'm starting to hear this word honestly a lot in business. This is my even in a meeting this week, 1 or 2 meetings I had, that word vacuum came up as well. And the lack of accountability, we see that in every space. In literally in every sphere of influence, there is a lack of accountability, and we wonder why things are so reckless and so wild in our world right now.
That's true. That is so true. That is so true. And we really have to look at ourselves. Accountability, just like communication, accountability work hand in hand. It work hand in hand. And as I was reading, consequently, leaders began to make decisions based on carefully curating illusions rather than reality. That's scary. Now, here go another insight. Imagine a captain who decides to blast their own sonore because they dislike what they hear. Eventually, they are selling blind. That's scary. That's scary. And we're talking about moral contagion. Leaders act like an as atmospheric force. An unaccountable leader cultivates a culture of blaming, shifting that trickles down the hierarchy. The results? Innovation stagnates as everyone fear becoming the scapegoat.
Mm.
Trust, which is the lifeblood of any leader's influence, evaporates.
Are these
The,
on any slides or you just read?
I'm just reading these on
Oh,
my
okay.
notes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I ain't missing nothing.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. The core danger here, a team paralyzed by fear instead of empowered by creativity.
Mm. Mm.
Ooh, I was just had some notes down here. Accountability. Lee, if Tanika, if you would take the first one, we'll read on down.
Yes. Well, I'm just getting myself situated 1 second. It's okay. Whew. History is a graveyard of untouchable titans who mistook silence for loyalty and ego for invincibility. The tragedy of the unaccountable leader isn't that we were brought down by others, but that we built the very pedestal that eventually crushed us. Wow.
See,
My
and
goodness.
I just read that one. I'm gonna read it again. Let's flip the script on accountability. Instead of viewing it as merely a duty, let's see it as a crucial survival mechanism.
Hmm. When we as leaders shy away from responsibility, we aren't just being mean or difficult, we're actually sabotaging our own effectiveness and success, like cutting the brake lines of a speeding car.
Hmm. Just talked about that. When
Mm-hmm,
we as leaders dodge accountability, we foster an environment where honesty isn't just discouraged, it's punished.
mm-hmm,
It should be encouraged. You should want, I want to know, am
mm-hmm,
I okay with the team, or everybody doing good? How, you know what I'm saying? We have to take
mm-hmm,
time to listen and talk to our employees, those that's up under our tutelage. All
mm-hmm.
right, let's move on to accountability continue. Very, very powerful. This is dealing with the echo chamber reality.
Mm,
Listen good. Power without a pulse check isn't leadership.
mm.
It's a countdown where no one is allowed to say no. The only thing left to hear is the sound of the crash.
Wow.
I'm have to read that again. Then when we talk about the echo chamber reality, power without a pulse check, stopping to check ourselves,
Mm-hmm,
evaluate ourselves.
mm-hmm.
We have to do a self-assessment every day.
Right.
Power without a pulse check isn't leadership. It's a countdown where no one is allowed to say no. The only thing left to hear is the sound of the crash.
Mm, enough said.
That's it. We stopped there. I finished number 4 last week, and here I'm just going. We're going to read these questions. Like I said, we don't really just have to answer. I can just tell you what just kind of give you a little snippet of what I'm saying here. We're on number 5. Tia, dealing with uncomfortable. These are uncomfortable yet necessary questions. Tia, would you read number 5?
Yeah. Is our team clear on what finished looks like? Or is accountability impossible because the goalposts are constantly moving?
And we're talking about the safety check.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6. Can our peers predict exactly how we will act when things go wrong? If not, how is that uncertainty eroding our influence? We're talking about the predictability factor. Tia, would you say
Mm.
number 7?
Excuse me. Do our team members feel safe enough to own their mistakes? Or have we inadvertently created a culture where accountability feels like an indictment rather than an improvement?
Mm,
Mm, mm,
see? Which one you read, number 7 or number 8?
7. Number 7.
Number 7, and we're talking about the definition of done. Come on, when people say I'm just done, I'm not
Right.
gonna deal with it. And
Yeah.
then number
Check
8,
out.
that's it. The definition of done. Then number 8, we're talking about the hard conversation gap. Where has our team stopped giving honest feedback because they no longer believe we will take accountability for the changes needed? The hard conversation gap right there.
Yeah.
All right, Tia, do number 9 for me.
In our last 3 team wins, how much credit did we pass down? And in our last 3 losses, how much blame did we pull up?
Talking about the narrative shift. All right. Number 10, the legacy question. When a project hits a roadblock, is our first instinct to identify the who responsible for the failure or the how we can facilitate the solution? See, and you're talking about I'm looking at my notes here, the paradox of personal danger. We often think that leaders who evade accountability are skirting consequences, but in reality, we are putting ourselves in danger. Without that vital reflective surface, our egos swell unchecked until they reach a breaking point. These catastrophic blunders can no longer be hidden, leading to a downfall more explosive than if we had owned our smaller missteps along the way. There's consequences. There are consequences. All right. And I'm going to read my last 2 notes here I got here before I do my closing summary. Why this is life-changing. This discussion challenges anyone with influence. It challenges anyone with influence. Parents, managers, CEOs, and even friends to recognize that accountability isn't a burden we bear for others. It's a protective shield we wear for ourselves. By embracing accountability, we are not just safeguarding our team, we are keeping our own eyes open wide. And this, this is a question that I want you to just ponder over and just think this is a provocative question to ponder. If we are walking toward a cliff in the dark, would we rather have a follower who keeps silent to avoid upsetting us, or one who yank our arms and bluntly point out our awful navigation system and skills? Most unaccountable leaders have unwittingly spent years pushing away the very people who would have done the latter. We don't want nobody to help us. Come on, we all need help. We're here for one another. We need it. All right, the closing summary. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this life-changing thought. I just read that. I just read that. And the next one, we can find, listen, this one was good. We can find someone with authority, but we can only inspire someone through influence. Okay, I just read that one about the provocative question. We should want the latter person. We should want. We can either have excuses or have influence. I want influence, but we can't have them both. Accountability is the price of admission for the right to lead. So as we end this session today, the key takeaway is accountability isn't a burden we carry. It's the platform we stand on. When the platform crumbles, our voice, no matter how loud, will no longer reach the people we are meant to lead. All right. Thank you for joining. I look forward to you joining me every Friday at 12 o'clock noon p.m. Central Standard Time for a 30-minute recharging our leadership battery. I'm your host, Dr. CJ Lee. I also notated our website. Please go to our website and check it out. And our email address, if you need to email me with any question within 24 to 48 hours, we to give you a response back. All right. Any last comment? Any last comments you want to say? A question, TL?
Oh, no.
All right. I'm going to stop the recording here.
Okay.
Let's stop.